Hey everyone, this is Harold Carter, the Lone Wolf on Witchcraft TV on Roku Television, and I'm here at the Buckland Museum in Cleveland, Ohio, with the Guardian here, Mr. Stephen Interman. A pleasure to be here. Right now we're in the storefront, and the actual museum is kind of in the back. But if we were to, come here, as I've been here for, briefly about 20 minutes, a lot of the books here are really good books, and I've seen a lot of first editions of books that are actually being sold. Yeah. So I think that's kind of a gem in itself. Like, for an example, you have some the Black Forest Covens books. I think Silver Raven Wolf, where the first edition is here for sale, and it's not something that you can just order on Amazon. So it's kind of a cool gem, right here.
Yeah, I buy collections of books both large and small. And if you want to sell your witchcraft books, call me first. I'll come out and pick them up sometimes. That's what I do.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, pretty recently I went out to Pennsylvania. I got a really cool vintage or antique astrology collection. So I just feel like being Ray Buckland, one of the great witchcraft authors, I gotta celebrate the writers of witchcraft. In doing so, I try to
I've actually seen
have a great shop.
Stephen, I've actually seen a lot of people in the community where, if they're short on a few dollars and need to fund things they're doing, in their activities in the craft, they'll throw their books on social media.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like first editions and things. So that's, if you're selling first editions and things, give the Buckland Museum a call. I had no idea that was going on. It's good information.
Yeah. So here we have the gift shop here. We sell just cool zines, t-shirts, crystals, that sort of stuff. But the real meat of what we do is, of course, back here. Mm-hmm. That's the Buckland Museum of Witchcraft and Magick, which was started by our founder, Ray Buckland. And it was the very first anthropological look at what witchcraft is. And we have things that Ray collected, and then of course we have a lot of things that Tony Rotunda, the owner of the museum's, collected, and some things that I've gone out there and found. So we got a very brief history of modern witchcraft going on there. Maybe we should go take a look.
Sure. We'll take a spin around the store when we finish that up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So the old saying is exit through the gift shop. So here I got a place where you can enter and exit.
Here we go. We're following the Guardian.
Here we have things that go back to Gerald Gardner, Monique Wilson, and Patricia Crowther, and many of the other founders of the modern witchcraft movement. We have some things that go back to the Long Island Coven, where Ray and Rosemary Buckland really brought modern witchcraft to our shores. Some of our founder Ray's writing successes. People tell me stories about complete book of witchcraft almost daily.
Can you tell us about Gerald's tools that you have here?
Yeah, of course.
That's a wicked gem to me.
So one of my absolute favorite things that we have here is one of Gerald Gardner's pipes. I'm not sure if he actually used it. Maybe we could get the DNA off of that and make another Gardner. Some people would love that. Some people wouldn't, but I would love it. But one thing I really love is here we have his attaché case. And at the Museum of Witchcraft in Cornwall, England, they have the typewriter. So in my head, type the things out, right? Put them in that attaché case. So here, These, to me, these are the pieces. These are my absolute favorite pieces in the collection. Because think about it, these rites and rituals, extremely sacred. So, to so many of our pagan brothers. Take care, guys. So many of our pagan brothers and sisters. These are the ritual tools here. The crescent moon headdress, placed upon Rosemary's head, truly changes the American witchcraft landscape forever. I feel like that, by far, is our most sacred object.
Really beautiful stuff.
We have some of Ray's writing successes. Here we have some things that go back to some of our elders of our craft.
So this was the actual like notebook that he wrote Big Blue in.
Oh yeah.
This is the original.
Yeah, so Ray had a correspondence course that really was a great classic on how to teach or how to learn witchcraft. And he got kind of tired of having to answer everybody's homework, you know.
So Big Blue is actually written in the spiral notebook.
Yeah, so it came from the correspondence course, and Ray condensed it and put it in there, and that's what became that right there.
Classic grimoire stuff, right? Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a new favorite piece here, and it's a permanently installed to the building piece. This is our homage to Margaret Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West. Now, Margaret Hamilton was a Cleveland native, so we really, really love being able to share this. This is, as far as I can tell, the only memorial to this great actress that's in the city of Cleveland. Who would have thought?
Right.
So,
I didn't know that either.
any questions or anything, Harold?
Yeah, sure. How long have you been, well, I don't want to say custodian, but how long have you been a guardian here?
Well, so 2016, I was working at another tourist spot, a place called the Christmas Story House. And just one day I was like, this is getting a little tired. So I emailed Ray Buckland, and he put me in touch with Tony Rotunda. Tony Rotunda, she's the true guardian of this. She just lends me some of her magic every once in a while. And she said, yeah, Ray said that you wanted to see the museum. It's just a bunch of weird stuff in boxes. And I said, well, that sounds great to me. And drove down to Columbus, met her, we hit it off. We opened the museum in 2017. We were my friend's record shop. And then things were getting a little tight in there, let's just say. And then we came here in 2019. So that's when I started doing it full time. And so next year will be our 10th anniversary. But this year we got even bigger anniversary because Ray started showing the museum to people as the first titled the first museum of witchcraft in the United States, but then he decided to brand it as the Buckland Museum of Witchcraft and Magic. And that was 60 years ago. So 60 years of showing witchcraft in the United States.
That's awesome.
It just blows my mind. Yeah.
So there's definitely been like a lot of celebrity witches and, high profile witches come through here. Can you tell me about your most memorable encounters with celebrity witches? Have you ever been like starstruck? Because I've met a lot of people on on my own path where I meet them and kind of like I feel like a kid in a candy shop and I'm like starstruck. Have you ever been like starstruck when celebrity witches come through here?
There's been a few, but to be honest, my biggest starstruck of any celebrity that's come in here was the cat Lil Bub. If anybody remembers Lil Bub, she was a very famous internet cat. And her tongue would stick out. She was very positive. And I gotta say, when she came here to the museum, this was right when we first opened, that was the moment where I was like, I think we're really onto something. Actually, shortly after that, Maggie Ingalls from Southern Ohio, she came, author of Mop Magic. And I've been thinking about Nima since I was probably about 20 years old. So yeah, that was probably my biggest starstruck moment. She passed away shortly after. So my advice to you is even if it's your boss's 44th birthday and you gotta go to the birthday party, call it off and go to dinner with Nemo or whoever, the person that you want to know.
And so when you come to the Buckland's Museum in Ohio, you can actually have a tour
Yes.
So to speak, where we actually, and we didn't have this on camera or everything, but when you was doing the tour, you had said that, pictures are fine, video is fine, but no flashing. And because you said there's some kind of box here.
Oh yeah, it annoys the demon in the box.
Can we check that out? Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah. Let's talk about the box.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, this is, just the story that Ray would tell. He said that in the late 60s, one of his friends called him up and he said, "Hey man, let's hang out this weekend." And Ray was like, all right, cool. He goes over to his friend's house and his friend says something like, "I conjured something and I can't get rid of it." Ray's response was, "Well, not my demon, not my problem," tries to split. His friend, can we not get the text? Not my demon, not my problem. And Ray goes home, gets a collection of occult books, and gets to work. He said it took 3 days, but when they were convinced that this entity was in the box, they see it with some incantations and then some framing wires so the lid doesn't pop open. So Ray called me up one day. He goes, "Steven, I was scrying and I saw an image of somebody offering you a significant amount of money. Don't open the box." And I was like, "Okay, Ray." And that weekend, somebody comes in and they go, "I'll give you $100 to open the box." I'm like, "Oh, no." Then it was $200, and I was like, Ray said significant, and they said, "Give you $1,000, put it on my American Express." And I thought to myself, wow, that would pay my rent for a few months. That was when we were at a much smaller location. And I realized that's a demon of greed and avarice, so maybe I shouldn't succumb to these ideas. The demon in the box.
Demon in the box. And right next to that, while we're here, I'm looking at it. Aleister Crowley, some of those items actually belong to Crowley.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I love Crowley, but honestly, I'm much more of a Kenneth Grant head. And I wrote Kenneth Grant a couple letters when I was a youth, and I never heard back from him. So I was very excited when Dorian came in here one day with this letter. He's like, "It's my 60th birthday. I want to do something cool." He donated this letter from Kenneth Grant to the collection. And Kenneth Grant's is where I first heard about Nima, and she showed up shortly after and donated.
So that's an OTO manuscript right there?
Well, a Typhonian OTO. Oh. They start splitting hairs.
What does that mean, Typhonian?
Well, there's different orders of the Ordo Templi Orientis,
gotcha.
And there's lawsuits that happen, trademarks and copyrights. So this is the one that I really was very interested in as a young person.
Pretty impressive. And is that like Crowley's censer or something? Or?
It's an incense bowl.
Scorpio kind of vibe
it's a
to
scorpion bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. Old Crow.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, only right here. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I really like that. Really, really cool. And I gotta ask you about one of the relics here that is like, top notch. It's iconic, especially for the Buckland Museum, and it's something that I've seen, for years and years. Is Bucky's they call him Uncle Buck. The robe here is just like. There it is, and it's like, so tell me about this. Is this like, was purple like a traditional robe that he used in his, his working?
I had an employee here that was at our opening, and she asked him about it. He just said, "Well, it is my favorite color." So, maybe that's why I decided to go with that for the color. But I always love when I find this picture here on media, and here it is on the cover.
Is that the robe the same one? Or?
Yeah, it's the very same one. It's the very same pentacle.
Very cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very, very cool. Oh, well, there you have it. You could probably go on for hours and hours and hours with.
That's why you gotta come take a tour.
Yeah,
go into great depth.
Yeah, come on down to the Buckland Museum in Ohio if you're passing through, or you're looking for a witchy trek, or in any endeavor, and come on down right over here to Cleveland, Ohio. It's right here, and particularly if you're a seeker, you're a path, or you're a trained initiate, come on down, check it out. It's a great environment, lots of good relics here. You have tools from Gerald B. Gardner. You have stuff from Aleister Crowley here. I've seen stuff by
Sybil
Patricia
Leak.
Crowther. Yeah, Sybil Leak's really cool. She was really, really cool. And also, come check this out over here. And Lawn Maladucat, I just want to say, you're right. There it is, the sigil and DMF. And I really like the Enochian work that Lawn Maladucat does, you know, in the magical world. And this particular, you know, it's a dial, a compass, you know, to tap into, you know, like it's a telephone basically. But yeah, thanks, Lon. I really like that. I'm really glad that he had put that there here too. See, there's just all kinds of just like really cool magical stuff. Yeah, well, but let's go check out the store. You know, and like I was saying, there was a lot of first edition. There's a lot of first edition books here and things. And the first thing that caught my eye was, well, To Ride a Silver Broomstick. I mean, it is the first edition. You can tell by the cover, and it looks like a really good condition too. But yeah, they really have. They got some really good books here. Sometimes you go to a New Age shop or, you know, a witchy shop in different, you know, areas of the country. But I can assure you that if you come here, these are the cream of the crop. Definitely, you know, if you're passing through, you're gonna want to check that out. And this is, yeah, all the goodies are here. Yeah, and you know, any good seeker would love these in their library. You know, so yeah. Do you have any closing words of wisdom or anything, Mr. Intermill? I'd love to.
Do I have any wisdom?
Yeah, give us some wisdom. You're around all kinds of celebrity witches. You've been here a long time. You're around all of these magical items. I mean, do they ever speak to you?
Yeah, of course
I'm
they
sure.
speak to me. Yeah, it's all day. Sometimes I gotta adjust my hearing aids so maybe I don't speak so much. You know?
Yeah, right.
But any kind of words of wisdom that I have is, I don't know, you as the seeker or the old adept, always remember to stay true to yourself. That's the only thing that really is the guiding light, right? The flame of eternal spirit that we should follow is our own true who you are.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen Intermill.
It's a pleasure.
And make sure y'all keep it right here on Witchcraft TV on Roku television and also on www.witchcrafttv.online.